from the Penn Libraries.
Hi. So I'm going to be talking about processing, which has been described as a flexible software sketchbook and a language for learning how to code within the context of the visual arts. Processing is not a new tool. It was developed by Ben Fry and Casey Rias at the MIT Media Lab in 2001. Technically speaking, it's a framework built on top of the Java programming language, so there are variants that also use Python and JavaScript if you're more comfortable with those. And it simplifies the process of building visual interactive mini applications, which are known in processing as sketches. The interface is entirely text-based. To draw a circle using this tool, you can't click on an icon of a circle and then drag your mouse. You have to actually type the command ellipse, put a parenthesis, and then 4 parameters specifying the location and size of that ellipse. Now, the fact that processing is text-based, but at the same time accessible, visual, and with very little effort interactive, has led me to use it in a humanities class that I've been teaching for a couple of years now called Cyberculture, which focuses on the history of computing, cybernetics, hackers, and the internet, including contemporary issues like surveillance and social media. Now, the course mostly attracts humanities students in the science, technology, and society major, although there are usually a few also from other departments, and very few of them have any programming or coding experience at all. And so one of my teaching goals in this course is to make sure that nobody leaves the class thinking that there are some mysteries hidden behind the technical curtain that they as humanities students are inherently incapable of understanding. And so I use processing as a tool to lift that curtain a little bit. This semester, I used a one 3-hour session to work through the basics of programming with processing. That included things like variables, looping, conditionals, processing user input. And I found that this tends to be enough, these couple hours in the class, even for those who've never coded anything at all before, for them to begin writing their own programs and producing unique sketches. And at the end of the session, the last half hour or so, I asked them to break into small groups and to collaboratively develop a sketch that reflects one of the core themes that we've been discussing in the class. And these are big abstract themes like the tension between freedom and community, or closed versus open worlds, or the embodiment and disembodiment of information, or the difference between humans and machines, all the things we've been discussing and reading about. Now, this is a hugely challenging task for anybody, and I set the bar pretty low. I don't expect any kind of virtuosic programming to emerge in that half hour, and I don't expect any timeless artwork to emerge either. But I have been impressed at what students come up with. These are a couple of examples, more examples from this year. Working in these teams of 4 or 5 students for about half an hour, where sometimes the entire team consists of people who've never coded before at all. And at the end of the session this year, students told me that they'd learned 2 things from the exercise, both how precise one needs to be when programming a computer, how difficult it is, but also how creative one has to be and can be using these kinds of tools. And I think knowing this from your own experience, rather than just reading about it, can be extremely valuable for critical thinking about information technology. And I'd be very happy to talk with anybody about how to integrate these kinds of tools into your own teaching. Thanks.